we're honored to have with us two world-class scientists, Professor Gilbert from the University of California, San Diego.
Hi, I'm Jack Gilbert.
And Professor蔡英杰, who's known as Taiwan's father of probiotics.
Hello, I'm Cai Yingjie.
So the first question is for Professor Gilbert. You often said that the human body is not an individual living being, but a superorganism. Wow, that sounds fantastical, even like a science fiction. So could you please explain what you mean by that?
Well, if you think about it, our bodies are only about 50% human. We have around 30 trillion human cells, and the rest of them are microbial. Around 40 trillion cells in our body are bacterial. That's around a kilogram of our body mass, 2 to 3 pounds. And they live mostly in our intestine, and they play a foundational role in our health and well-being to support our interaction with the microbial world around us. And created a symbiotic ecosystem which our bodies live within. So you're not really human. You're only about 50% human.
It's a good, really signaling hub for the entire body and not just for absorbing nutrients from the food we eat.
Yes, but our body is uniquely adapted to survive off of the products these bacteria produce. So when you eat food, you're eating food for yourself, but you're also feeding this microbial farm inside your body.
We need this farm in our gut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that farm becomes part of the decision system of our body. And that chemical language that they share plays a foundational role in shaping how your whole body functions.
So you're saying that even our emotions influenced by microbes. Professor Cai, how does our gut affect our mood?
Inside, and the bacteria are there, and they ferment and produce so many different kinds of chemical compounds, such as serotonin, GABA, and the tryptophan metabolites. All these material from our gut will influence our brain. This kind we say that is a gut-brain axis. And there are three major rules. One is the neural pathway, immune pathway, and metabolic pathway.
So Professor Cai, you just mentioned that an imbalanced gut microbiota can not only disrupt digestion, but it can also affect mood and sleep too. Professor Gilbert, have you observed these links in the data you've collected around the world in your research?
Absolutely. We found many discrete and very defined links between disruption of the gut microbiome and associated gastrointestinal disorders called psychobiotics, where we're exploring how these microbial organisms, our psychological health, can be used to alleviate depression. Alter the side effects associated with ADHD and autism. So this one species produced by BENED, Lactobacillus plantarum PS128, is probably one of the most researched bugs out there.
So Professor Cai, would you please tell us more about this research of PS128?
PS128 is really amazing. It's a wonderful strain for so many people. I still can remember maybe 20 years ago when I first isolated PS128 in my laboratory, and we found that it has very strong anti-inflammation activity. It can reduce the inflammation status. And after that, when we start to study the psychobiotic, and we set up so many kind of all these models, different depression mindset level model, and PS128 is the best one. It has anti-depression activity in all these models. And then we found out this strain can increase the dopamine level in the brain. And when you're talking about the dopamine, then you think of the autism and Parkinson, this kind of disease. And that's why we set up some clinical trial. And in just 5 years, we already published several papers in the clinical trial. Then we found out the mouse take the PS128, the dopamine level in the brain will increase very significantly. And the cortisol, that is the stress hormone. This hormone make you feel nervous. And if you take a PS128, the cortisol will down. We start a clinical trial for the employer of high-tech company. They have a very high stress. And they take PS128 for 4 or 6 weeks. Then we found that the inflammation come down, the stress level come down. They may feel happy, and also they can help children like autism children to increase the dopamine level in their brain.
Aging is a response to chronic inflammation and may not actually be irreversible. So how do gut microbes help with aging?
Yeah, so it's really interesting how the microbiology and your body age at the same time. You know, the microbes that you have living inside you when you're in your 70s and 80s are quite different from the ones inside you in your 20s and 30s. And you can see that progression as you track people as they age and you look at their bacteria. And what we found is that the body tries to adapt to life and it tries to maintain lower levels of inflammation. It tries to manage that change in our body as the cells senesce and die and they change the structure. And what we've identified is that if you create this anti-inflammatory environment inside your body, it can help to slow that degradation process of our cells. It can help to manage that transition to an older body and also make us maybe healthier as we age. But you have to start young. Managing your body now. If you start earlier, then you will have a healthier body, a healthier brain, and you'll have a much happier, older life.
Everyone thinks that aging process is irreversible. But just like Jack said, no, it's reversible. If you just take care of your microbiota as early as possible. Maybe 10 years ago, I started to isolate, to study the anti-aging probiotic. I set out so many animal model and screen from our psychobiotic bank. And we first found pH128 and pH23 are all can reduce the aging phenomenon, especially the 23. And then I published a paper in 2022. I wrote a review paper and I coined a new term, gerobiotic, in that paper. And the definition I gave to gerobiotic is probiotic that good for your aging healthy. You know, recently we just completed one very interesting study. We recruit so many so-called long COVID patients, and we give this patient, and I just found that the pH23 is so effective for the long COVID.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
And when talking about aging, we think that the dementia and Alzheimer, Parkinson, and so on. And we have done several clinical trials and also animal study on this disease. And when we give the pH128 to the animal, we found that very important is the beta amyloid in the brain get reduced.
So my own father developed Parkinson's when he turned 80. He obviously had all the symptoms up and running to that point: constipation, imbalance, lack of energy, disorientation. But he wasn't really sure what he had until he got this dopamine scan, this DAT scan. And you could see very specifically that do produce dopamine were being degraded. And so, for that kind of treatment is to give them L-Dopa. Basically supplement the body with dopamine, help the brain to have more dopamine in the brain to enable it to function normally. But it doesn't always work. A lot of people don't respond very well to the drug. It can cause side effects and symptoms. So when we found this data, I automatically said my father needs to take this probiotic. So he's been taking this probiotic, and in the animal studies that were performed to test if PS128 can be effective, it demonstrated that the animals showed significant improvements in their motor skills, less tremor, less physiological response, significant improvements in the dopagenic activity in the brain, especially when under stress. And we're seeing the same thing in people. People tend to show less tremor, less physiological response, more brain clarity, ability to walk without stumbling. So these can be really powerful additional mechanisms to support it. What's most exciting in the preclinical studies, the PS128 is more effective than L-Dopa, the standard drug of choice for treating Parkinson's. PS128 is significantly probiotic, psychobiotic, that supports mental health in that way. That's amazing, it's revolutionary.
Now we've learned today that health is actually a battle fought on multiple fronts. Science has revealed that the human body is in fact a vast microbial world. There are trillions of microbes along for the ride in a co-evolutionary relationship with us as we eat, breathe, feel, think, and age. In the future, we won't have to passively endure the hardship of aging or emotional disturbances. we will be able to design our own personalized blueprint for better health, managing the body's rhythm and balance with greater precision. A really heartfelt thank you for both professors for joining us today. We hope today's program has brought you fresh insights and a deeper understanding of the connection between microbes and your well-being. Thank you. Bye-bye.